Alice Nizzy-Nazzy, The Witch of Santa Fe by Tony Johnston. Alice Nizzy-Nazzy lived in the desert near the pueblo of Santa Fe. She was old as rivers, as old as hills, as old as sandstone cliffs. She was so old and so mean, people said she was a witch. Parents in the pueblo told their children to stay away from Alice or she might eat them up. Alice Nizzy-Nazzy's adobe hut stood on skinny roadrunner feet. Around it grew a fence of prickly pear. Whenever she mumbled a certain words to the hut or tickled its feet, or the hut carried her over the hot sand to find naughty children to eat, the cactus fence always went along. One day, a little girl named Manuela came by looking for her lost sheep. Their tracks had led her straight up to Alice's fence. Oh my! When Manuela saw this strange adobe, she knew very well who lived there, and she wanted to run away, but not without her sheep. She peeked over the fence to see if they were there. Go away, you nosy child.
What a beautiful talking fence.
Manuela kept breathing even though she was scared out of her wits. The fence liked Manuela, so it opened up for her. But she saw no sheep. She peeked through a window of the hut to see if the sheep were in there. Go away, you nosy child.
What a wonderful talking house.
The adobe was so pleased it opened its door and she went in. Oh my! She saw dirty pillows, but not a single sheep.
Listen, can you ever grab the house?
Come in, you nosy child. It was Alice Nizzy-Nazzy herself. Her face was withered as a walnut, and her skin was yellow as squash. Her eyes were red and beady and bright. Her teeth were black as night, except where they were yucky red. Her hair had strings of chilies in it, and her belt was conchos shiny as moons. Draped over her shoulder was a huge horned lizard.
Hola. What a lovely talking lizard. Gracias.
Shut your trap. She's not nice. She's a naughty girl.
I'm good. I'm looking for my sheep. I tracked them right here.
Dear, dear, dear. No sheep here. Just some dirty old pillows. You can't be good. You lost a whole flock. I'll have to eat you up. Now get in that pot.
Ay, ay, ay.
Though very frightened, Manuela looked around. In a corner she saw a cupboard with the face of a giant mask.
What's in there?
Ah, that's where I keep my special teas. Open up! The mask's great mouth flew open wide. Shells of jars were inside, stuffed with teas. Teas for gashes, teas for rashes, teas for rickets, teas for crickets. Every jar was full of leaves except one. When Alice saw that, her face started to look like a thundercloud. Ay, ay, ay.
What's wrong?
The empty jar. I forgot. It must be filled with petals from the black cactus flower. Only its tea will keep me young. I've searched every arroyo and rimrock and draw. It's nowhere to be found. Then she lit the fire. Oops. and loud.
Ay, ay, ay. I know where the black flower is.
The wicked old woman's eyes got big as sopapillas. Where?
No, Digas, don't.
No one can hear that. Say it again loud.
No, Digas, don't tell.
Hush, you. Now, where's the black cactus flower? You can tell Auntie Alice.
Only if you promise to give me back my sheep.
Oh, I promise.
Ay, ay, ay. It grows where my
Pay attention to your...
it grows where my sheep graze. I've seen it many times.
Where? Where? Where?
I'll take you there.
Alice Nizzy Nazzy put out the fire and leaped into the pot. She was glad she had not yet put water in the pot. Suddenly they flew off and soared over the mountains and mesas. Oh. Okay. Ugh. Suddenly they flew off and soared over the mountain and mesas. Soon the black flower will be mine. Manuela pointed the way up the canyon, steep and deep.
There!
There, growing on the highest ledge, was the black flower. Alice snatched it, and away they went back to the adobe. Alice put Manuela back in the pot, added water, and lit the fire.
Now give me my sheep back.
Sorry, my fingers were crossed.
Ay, ay, ay. But you promised.
Alice stirred the pot, then added some jicama and cilantro for flavor. Never mind that. Naughty children are so tasty. Time to taste. Noisily, she took a taste. She puckered her face and spit it out. You are a good child. Good children taste so sour. So Alice Nizzy Nazzy grabbed the black flower and ran out the door to go find a naughty child. The dirty pillows turned back into sheep. The dirty pillows turned back into sheep. Get the pillows. Get the pillows. Get the pillows off the table. Bah, 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 bah. Manuela was so happy to have her sheep back, and now she had a new friend, the lizard, who curled up on her neck and stayed with Manuela and her sheep from then on. The end.